When I got my Teeter, that's when it all changed for me. And the more I worked my back, the more relief my back gave me. And that's when I knew that this machine really works. It's so simple and yet so effective. If it wasn't for the Teeter, I wouldn't be the person I am today. It put the smile back on my face. If I was face to face with Roger Teeter, I would cry like a baby because what he gave me was my life back. And I thank him. I thank him for that.
You can just tell me in person.
Oh, God. Thank you, sir. I didn't know you were going to be here.
I love my job, and it's because of testimonies like yours. I wrecked my back, and Inversion changed my life. This is not a gimmick. We're not just selling product. We're selling a changed lifestyle.
Yes.
So many people have written off their ability to move freely because of old age. No, it's the long-term effects of gravity combined with lifestyle, posture, and a whole lot of other things. Teeter's a way to fight back against that.
I can't thank you enough.
Oh my gosh, I get goosebumps every time I hear Horace and his story. In fact, he called the last time I was on the air with Roger and this incredible table. It has clearly changed people's lives. I mean, it is just one of the most, it is a life-changing product and a lifestyle-changing product. This inversion table is the latest, the most advanced table that Roger has ever developed over his many years, over 40 years, since he invented the first table for his own purposes, and we'll get into that story. But this price is absolutely insane. I mean, this is lower than I think the basic model at a today's special price. And we've offered this product for decades. It's our longest running piece of what we call passive fitness. And it's been here for decades. And I'm so wowed by what we're doing today. Under $300, first time ever, you are getting that 5-year warranty. You are getting all the extras, the upgrades, the easy handles, the traction handles, this upgraded foot clamp system, which we'll get into, but what it can do for you. And by the way, please read some reviews because this is a customer pick at the high. And for good reason. It can help just stretch and elongate and release the pressure in between the discs. I mean, you can literally see how much taller you are when you get off. And I own this table. I got mine 2 years ago. I spent way more than what you're getting it at today. I have it in my guest room. I use this on a weekly basis to do what you see Donna doing, and that's to just decompress the spine, to enhance the flexibility, to feel the release between the discs is amazing, and it can release and relieve that back pain, sciatica, herniated discs, and there's a long list of other things that we can actually talk about now because this is a product that has changed your life in ways that are so positive. Getting out there again with the grandchildren, getting out there on the golf course again, and you know, so many things cause pressure and tension in our back. I'm prone for taking out my lower back if I'm doing any gardening, laying mulch and those types of things. That's why I always have this at the ready. I love owning this table, and I would love to talk to you if you have yours too. I know we are live on Facebook, but you're welcome to call us during the show as well. We've got a testimonial phone number that we'll put at the bottom of the screen, but I would love to introduce you to Roger's beautiful daughter, who is really just, I mean, this woman knows as much as Roger, and she is in good company. Riley Teeter is joining us on Skype today to talk through the other long list of benefits that inversion can bring into people's lives. Welcome, Riley. Good to have you.
Good morning, Callie. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's pretty amazing how just 3 to 5 minutes on a Teeter can relieve back pain naturally. You're not just covering up symptoms like you do when you take a pill, but you're actually going to the spot that aches. You are relieving the pressure, you are relieving the pain, and it couldn't be easier. You just set it to your height, you lift your arms, which will rotate the table, and then 3 to 5 minutes, you're targeting back pain in 4 different ways. You're stretching and relaxing tight muscles. You're using your body weight to pull traction so that elongates the spine, straightening it, decompressing the discs. That is relieving the pressure on the discs so that they can fill with the nutrition that they need, because they only get nutrition when the weight is off of them. They don't have a blood supply like other parts of your body. So to get the food and to get well, they need to have the pressure off. So this gives the opportunity, and that rejuvenates the disc and it relieves pressure on nerve roots. So I mean, you can see why the FDA has indicated it for so many different types of back pain. The fact that this is targeting sciatica, spinal degenerative joint disease, which is the same as osteoarthritis, spinal curvature due to tight muscles, muscle tension, of course, herniated discs. You could call that a slip disc or a bulge disc, degenerative disc disease, spinal stenosis, facet syndrome, and muscle spasm. So a huge number of things that you can target in your own home in just 3 to 5 minutes a day.
It's so incredible, that list, and I'm glad that it says on the top of the screen, FDA-registered Class 1 medical device. So this is obviously no gimmick. It's been around too long for it to have, it would have come and gone a long time ago. And also, inversion dates back to, gosh, how many years way back in history?
400 BC.
400
yeah,
BC.
Invented by Hippocrates, the father of medicine. So it's one of those common sense methods for dealing with back pain. So much pain is caused by misalignment or pressure. You can even see it in people that have back pain, like they instinctively know, like you see them bend over and try and like off weight by pushing on their thighs, or they go up to counters and they try and to release the pressure by taking weight off. You know that if I could just stretch it out, it would feel better. And that's what we're doing. We are simply setting the height. So I'm going to show you here, and it's on the table itself. It says 1, 2, 3. So you set the height and you just look for your height. You can set the maximum angle of inversion right here. So you just hook this on the back. And actually, I'm gonna leave it off just in case I wanna go further. You don't have to use it. And then the third thing that you do is simply lock in your ankles. And from here, it's perfectly balanced. It kind of works like a teeter-totter. So half my body weight's on one side of the pivot point, half my body weight's on the other, and you just lift your arms. It's that simple. And then from here, you just hang out.
Yeah.
You literally just let gravity do all the work, and you can feel it stretching out. You can feel it releasing. You can grab onto these handles. This is the upgrade actually that you're getting with this particular model, is these bigger handles. And you can grab on and do some rotational stretches, or you can reach up. We also included the traction handles, which allow you to add manual decompression. So you put your hands here and then you just straighten your arms, and you can actually see that I'm elongating my spine because the table is rotating as I push. And that's just an indication that as I push, the spine is getting longer, it's moving more weight towards the head of the table, and so you're rotating a little further. So all these great upgrades on this product. Those are two that I mentioned. Another one is this long ankle closure here. This is something that we invented for chiropractors' offices and then added to the HSN table because it makes such a difference. You don't have to bend over as far to secure your ankles. This has a double locking system, so you can hear the teeth, these micro adjustments that allow you to get the perfect, snug, not too tight, not loose, fit around your ankles. It wraps around, so it's hard on the outside for security, soft and squishy on the inside. But it also has a secondary lock that goes into place. So as soon as I pass into inversion, this gravity-fed lock goes in and also secures you. So you are safe, you are comfortable, and you just relax and let gravity do the work.
That's right. In fact, we're going to talk about the testing that you guys have undergone too, because you guys exceed every requirement. The UL listing is important, which will establish after I let you hear from some doctors, because this is a real thing. A lot of us are dealing with pain that is debilitating. You're exhausted at the end of the day. You're just crabby, and you heard Horace, but it is something that is literally changed people's lives. Before we get too further and we'll talk about the testing, let's listen to two doctors who have their own personal thoughts on it.
So when you decompress, there is a lengthening of the spine. And by doing so, with a greater disc height, you've got more room for the nerves. There's less compression with the facet joints, and the spine is just much happier.
For the past 53 years, I've been a neurosurgeon with a major interest in chronic pain and dealing with many patients with back pain. Most patients tell me if they use their Teeter inversion table on a regular basis, they simply feel much better. No one has to do anything to you, and I think it's a very natural way to deal with the problem.
And a natural way to deal with the problem. That's the key. I love that we heard from a neurosurgeon. You know, Riley, my guy had an accident almost 2 years ago, really bad accident, and it's just been such a game changer to have this table at the house, because he was seeing lots of different doctors for all kinds of different, you know, he had some breaks and some issues, and your father, I'd love to share his story, but which is the reason this table is even in existence. I'm gonna segue to that, and I'll let you go straight into the whole testing that you guys undergo. Would you mind sharing Roger's story?
Yeah, absolutely. So my dad in his 40s, he's 83 now, but in his 40s, he had debilitating back pain. I mean, just absolutely awful, to the point where in the morning, he could not get out of bed. He would have to roll onto the ground and then crawl to the bathroom to get hot water in his back to loosen up the muscles enough to be able to stand. And he lived like that for 5 years. I mean, just think about that, 5 years. And of course, when you're in that kind of pain, you're trying everything. And nothing really worked for him. And then he was introduced to inversion. And at the time, the big thing was gravity boots. So you would like strap something onto your ankles, and then you would grab a bar, and then you'd have to hoist yourself up. I mean, you'd have to have an incredible amount of strength to hoist yourself up, hook yourself up, and then it was full inversion. But he tried that, and he went, I have relief. This is amazing. And my dad's an engineer. He worked in the aeronautical industry. He's done a lot of different things, and he went, but I can make something better. And this is where the beautiful relationship of my parents and how she supported us to work 3 jobs while he built this business. And, you know, at that time it was word of mouth. He would get in his van and he'd drive around and he'd sell them one by one. And then people would tell other people, and it just grew. It just got this grassroots growth. And then finally, 20 years ago, we got to go on HSN and share with you all how this works. And I really encourage you, if you're on the fence, you're thinking about this, go read those reviews. For 20 years, we've had these amazing reviews where customer pick, the stories that you'll read there are people's actual experiences. And I think the thing that you'll see again and again in these stories, and as you mentioned with your partner, Kelly, is freedom. Mm-hmm. When you have back pain, you don't have a lot of options. No. The things that they give you deal with symptoms. So you're taking something, your back's still screaming, you're just silencing it. Or it requires appointments. You're getting in your car, you're driving, you're taking time out of your life. This is something where obviously it's in your home. Mm-hmm. It takes 3 to 5 minutes. It's natural, it's non-invasive, it's targeting the source of the ache, but it's also decompressing all of the spine. So all of the spine is getting the benefits of realignment, of rehydrating the disc, of just giving you back your flexibility, and prevention of future back pain. So that's really what people say.
I was just going to say, we've got a video of your dad on his water ski, because he's you know, look at him slaloming. And this is just from, was it a summer ago, maybe 2 summers ago?
Yeah, last summer. And he's still doing it. I mean, this is so
cool.
He is. I mean, he made us refilm it because he's like, the other stuff was, you know, 5 years ago, and he goes, they need to know I want to show them I'm still doing it. Yeah. Because it is a big deal. At 83 years old. No kidding. Like, you know, he had debilitating back pain in his 40s, couldn't do any of this stuff. And now at 83, he is as active as, you know, I mean, more active than half of my friends. I mean, he's out there, he's got that rowboat, he's playing with my kids, he's just incredible what you can do if you take care of your body. And that's not just inversion, it's other health things that you have to do, right? You have to eat right, you have to exercise. But when we take care of our joints, we get that back. The same as like brushing your teeth. It's something you do daily. It maintains the health of your teeth. They function better. Yep. This is something you're doing for your joints. Mm-hmm. By doing 3 to 5 minutes every day or every other day, you really are giving your joints the opportunity to get the hydration, to decompress, to get to their full height capacity. And that helps them stay stronger, function better, give you better flexibility. I mean, that's part of the reason he's still active at 83 is his spine has the flexibility to do those activities. Absolutely.
You know, and I look at this price, Riley, and I mean, I have to just make sure everyone gets, this is not like the original Teeter table. This is the latest, most advanced. This is the X3. This is the one that even on your website or anywhere else you're gonna find this model, the original, is $450. I mean, the savings today are beyond significant. More savings than I think we've ever done. Partly, I think it's our birthday. Also, you know what? After all we've been through, a lot of us have been more, sedentary, and the stress and every tension that we feel kind of locks itself into our spine. It's the most incredible freeing experience to just get on this. And when you get off, I feel giddy. I feel like I've got blood and oxygen flowing through my brain again. I do feel taller because I know I am. And this, just really important to understand, what you are getting is the best table that's on the market at the lowest price anywhere. It's here. We have what we have, and available to those of you who are gonna jump into it for the first time, or really get it before it sells out at this price. When it comes back, it will not be this price. This is our birthday special price. It is a customer pick at the high. Read reviews if you can. In fact, let me share with you, if you don't mind, let's elaborate on the Move app. There's an app that's included. It's free, and you can access this on a regular basis. Would you mind telling us some more?
Yeah, absolutely. You could even download it right now. It's free. It's called Teeter Move. And I mean, most products now, they do come with an app, but they want to charge you a subscription, right? It could be $40 a month. This is totally free. And what it's going to do is it's going to give you classes on how to use your inversion table, just tips and tricks. It's going to give you tutorials on dealing with certain types of pain. Say you have sciatica, it's going to give you stretches for that. Or you're looking to gain flexibility for golf, there's going to be a class on that. And of course, it has a bunch of other just basic stretches and exercises that you can do for the health of your spine. So we're really here. It's like this tool to ensure that you're getting all of the benefits, that you're having that hand holding and that support to know exactly like, okay, now I've got it home. How do I get it set up for me? How do I do everything? It's right there at your fingertips. You're going to find so many videos. And again, the fact that it's free is a huge bonus.
And yeah, absolutely. It really is. I would love to talk about the testing that you've undergone, because you guys not only meet the standards, you exceed every standard of other comparable or competitive models out there. Can we elaborate on that?
Absolutely, because I think that is so critical. We are UL safety certified. So we go to medical grade standards. And the reason this is important is because inversion tables don't have to meet any testing specification. People can, a lot of times you're finding things online that are imported directly from overseas. They have failure points. The metal actually rips and tears because of the fatigue that happens as you cycle it. And us having UL, you can see some of the tests that's done there. It holds 1,200 pounds. So that means that when we say it has a 300-pound user weight capacity, it's tested to hold 4 times that. It cycles. And this is really the big deal. This is where you can see what that means for you. That dotted line that says safety requirement that's running up the right side there, that is what UL says the product has to meet in order to be safe for you to use at home. The top product is ours. It actually was stopped, the testing, for time. We were like, okay, they were like, all right, this is past the requirement. It's got an extra 10,000 cycles. We know it's good. Roger jumped on afterwards, did sit up, showed that it was totally structurally sound. But you saw the competitors there, and they were at 10% of spec value before they broke. Where had somebody been on it, it would have been, a big deal. It would have been a catastrophic failure. So this is something to really keep in mind. Of course, you can buy a cheaper inversion table, but what are you really getting?
Don't buy a cheaper inversion table. Buy this one. It's the best price on the best model out there anywhere. Let's talk about the Nakaman study. We're showing how somebody was implanted with a little light to show the pressure on our back and our spine.
Right. So this is showing the different activities that we do and how that changes the pressure in the spine. We all know bending over is hard. That's why they teach you how to lift with your knees. But a lot of people think, gosh, when I have back pain, sit down, right? Or lay down. But the pressure in the spine actually increases when we're sitting, and even worse if we're in bad posture, because the muscles relax and we dump all that pressure into the spine. But here's why the Teeter works and is so effective, is even when we we go to bed at night, there's 25% pressure in the spine because of the muscles and the ligaments. They're providing stabilization to the spine, but they're also holding us in background compression. So if you've picked up a misalignment from an activity, or you have a hurt disc that needs to get the nutrition, because remember, we don't have a blood supply going to the disc. They wait for the moments when the pressure's off. So you lay down, you still have 25% pressure. The disc can absorb nutrition, but it's going to take several hours for them to get the feed and the care that they need. Now, this is where the teeter table comes in, and as you saw, when you rotate and you're using your body weight to pull that traction, the discs get to a pressure of 0. And that means like little sponges put under the tap in your sink, they're able to absorb all that nutrition in a relatively quick period of time, about 3 to 5 minutes. You can rehydrate the discs, and that is going to give you the opportunity for them to repair, for them to get what they need to feel better and you to move better and realign that spine. So that's something interesting. Just real quick, Callie, talking about spinal realignment and what's happening here and how impactful it is.
Right.
The U.S. Army did a 6-year evaluation with our product, 6 years. And in basic training, they had troops inverting. And what they found is, you know how when you do things throughout the day, you can get a little misalignment here and then it's the next day that really hurts? What they found is after basic training, if the troops inverted, they had a lot less people out the following day because of joint pain. Because when we realign the spine and we decompress the spine, all those issues can be resolved.
Boy, this
Isn't that
feels
amazing?
so good. And I'm so glad you elaborated on that too. I would love to listen to another doctor's perspective. Dr. Tance is, I know, a very close, relationship that you guys had after your dad's second accident, well, latest accident, very serious accident a couple years ago. I'll let Dr. Tance tell his perspective, and then we'll share more.
The discs that sit here are like shock absorbers we have on the car. So when you get up in the morning, you may be 6'1". When you go to bed at night, you're actually about 6'1½". You lose 1/4 to 1/2 inch of height as these shock absorbers get squeezed and the water comes out of them. Then when you're asleep, they rehydrate. One of the advantages, I think, of Roger's device is that you can do this during the day too and give yourself kind of a break from the constant pressure on your back and on these shock absorbers to allow them to rehydrate by taking all the pressure off and letting them have some freedom. People that get on a standard routine and do it again and again do far better than people that go for 3 weeks of therapy and then re-injure again in a year, go for 3 weeks therapy. A daily routine, which is what Roger's recommending, I think is a very good way of getting your back in great shape so that as we stay vertical for our lives, we don't start breaking down later on.
Oh, honestly, such good advice. And the thing that you need is this table. You need to get it home, and you need to just get on it for 3 to 5 minutes. It's easy. It's so relaxing, and it just works. It works miracles. Honestly, and this price, I can't believe. $299. It has been years since I've ever seen a price in the 2s for an inversion table, and this is the best one out there. You're getting every bit of the extras, including those EZStretch Traction Handles. You're getting these over handles. You're getting that upgraded boot clamp system. You're also getting this little lumbar support. You're getting all the little, these are for, if you wanted to use some acupressure, you can use them or not. You get the wonderful Teeter difference chart. You get free app every single day, all year, for years down the road. It's free. It's called the Teeter Move app. That's included. And on a FlexPay, you guys, it's $60 to change how you feel every day, to really relieve your body from the stress and the tension that it holds, unless you're going to a chiropractor and they're gonna put you on their inversion table. This is seriously, let's go through the list again of all the issues that it can help with. And this is, again, an FDA cleared, registered Class 1 medical device, UL listed, top of the line, and I do hope that you can treat yourself to it today for our birthday celebration by far the lowest price. But again, this is that, you know, with the decompression, this is gonna help with back pain, muscle tension, degenerative disc disease, spinal degenerative joint disease, spinal stenosis. The list is even another page long. Yeah, the herniated discs, the spinal curvature due to tight muscles, sciatica, muscle spasms, Facet syndrome. I mean, these are things that are real, that a lot of you are dealing with, and I don't want you, like Riley said, to just go mask it to get through your day. This is gonna help get to the actual source of the problem and relieve you in a way that you probably haven't felt in years. In fact, Horace, the testimonial we had at the beginning of the show, I mean, his testimonial is so real, and he dealt with pain for years before he decided at least to give it a try. And now he is just a marching proponent, you know, he is just a walking testimonial. Walking being the operative word, Riley, walking and being pain-free and just feeling that flexibility again. I love what Dr. Ton said, how you're hydrating your discs every time you go into that inverted position. There's no other movement you can do that's gonna give you that kind of benefit.
Yeah, it really is just letting your body help itself. Our bodies are amazing. They're really able to do a lot if we give them the opportunity through the decompression. And when the pressure's off, those discs can rejuvenate. They get the nutrition and the food that they need. They can stretch out. They take the pressure off of the nerve roots. The muscles relax. It really is just a opportunity to let things do what they know how to do. Like I said, our bodies are amazing. We just don't give them the opportunity sometimes. And it's the fact that you're in your home and you're able to just go to this as you need and get that real relief. Here's something that we all know. We lose height as we age. We talk about that. You know, my grandmother's lost 2 inches. And of course that changes your figure. Think of a column of clay. I mean, same mass, you pat it down, it bulges out in the center. But the really big deal is that height loss is in the discs. And that means you lose flexibility and your ability to move, your ability to be active. And so when we use the inversion table and we decompress, we are helping those discs. In the immediate, remember we're talking about decompressing it, so if you have pain immediately, we're able to increase the height of the disc and take the pressure off of nerve roots. But by doing a regular program, which is what my dad does, that's why at 83, he's out there water skiing, and all these people that use the table are seeing the difference as they age, is because by regularly inverting, you are constantly adding more hydration to those discs and able to maintain the flexibility. Think of it as just, you know, a really great face cream. You know that if you are using these really good products, your skin is going to thank you. Your skin's going to look better as you age. This is just like that. We're hydrating the disc. We're keeping it plump and flexible and healthy and youthful. So I think that visual really helps people.
Yeah.
If I take care of it, if I take care of the joint will take care of me.
Well, how
Use
many
it
times,
or lose it, right?
Right. I mean, how many of our mothers said, stand up straighter? Posture is it is. It's a really important thing. And it's easy to start getting lazy. And as we get older, I mean, that whole aging spine that we just saw from the lack of hydration in those discs that are starting to get compressed, this is a way to reverse a lot of that. And just honestly, you stand straighter when you get off of this table. You feel more energy when you get off of this table. I mean, some of us do it to relax after a long day. Some of us do it in the morning, better than a cup of coffee. I mean, honestly, you really do feel energized. You feel the relief. I mean, truly, when it comes to our bodies, we rely on them and we put them through a lot, just from a day-to-day basis. But when we add stress to it and we add physical activities to it, and you know what? The truth is, a lot of us, I have an injury from when I was a 12-year-old little girl from in my lower back, and it's prone to like going out on me if I don't give my back the kind of strength training that it needs, and that's why I have this table. In fact, Riley, I had one of the original tables years ago, and I have a friend who is a housekeeper, and she just had a big issue going on because of all the hard work she does every day. I gave it to her because I knew she couldn't afford it at the time, but needed it, and then it took me another couple of years to give myself another table, and I did treat myself myself to this one. It's the X3. There is not a better table on the market. Even with the Teeter tables, this is the best, and it's not $450 like it is anywhere else. It's under $300 during our birthday. And on 5 flex